important, and to families as well. We work with young people from nursery age right to further education. We get asked to do all sorts of things, including a workshop like this with the fantastic Plasmauer young people who you see here today. Carri.
Thank you, Joanne. Morning, everybody. Morning. Have you had a thought-provoking morning? Yeah? Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming to this workshop. What the intention of this workshop is really is a starting point for yourselves. As educators and as people that are working within this sector, you have your own box of tricks already for how to look at these issues. What I'm going to share with you is one very simple tool you can use to, I suppose, a bit of research on what young people know. Okay? Some exercises I will do that I will deconstruct as we go along. So when, if and as and when you use them or refer to them, you kind of know where I'm coming from, what the aim and intention of it is. Others I will just do. Okay? A little bit of history. What we often do as Theatre Iolo, rather than talking to young people, we will create something and then talk about what we've created. Okay? So we use drama, we use a character to address these particular issues. The exercise we're going to do can be used for anything, for any area you want to look at. Today we'll specifically look at bullying, and particularly sexual bullying, but it won't be as direct as you may think. I worked with these wonderful women, these wonderful young women at School Plasmauer, and you'll be seeing them all day, which is great. And I ran this with them, but today we're all going to do the workshop. Okay, so they're there sort of as my helpers. They know what's coming, so they'll be helping me. But I'm going to encourage you to learn by doing. The good news is you don't have to do any acting. All you have to do is use your imagination. Okay. Please feel free to ask questions. Okay. I don't want people to leave going, what was all that about? If I'm not deconstructing your exercise in a way that's useful to you, then please do ask me. Okay? So I'm showing one key tool. Okay? It's quite hard to run a workshop in running a workshop. So I'm a big believer in participation rather than giving you can try this, you can try this. Because you'll have your own personal journey with that. Forgive me if you've done this kind of thing before. You might go, oh yes, I've done this. But let's just see what comes out. Okay? Any questions? I'm talking very quickly, I know, so I've only got an hour. Read it to explore these kind of issues. It's written by Auguste Boal. You can Google him, very easy to find. Boal, spelled B-O-A-L, and he's written a seminal book about how to use these kinds of exercises to explore social change. So if you are looking to expand your repertoire of exercises, if not, here's one for you for free. Okay, so the girls in Plasmauer have done this with me already, and what I'm going to ask us to think about is this bag belongs to somebody. Okay, this bag belongs to somebody. Is this person male or female? Let's start with you. Is this person male or female? Male. They're male. Okay. So how old is this person? Yeah. So they're school pupils. 11. So they're 11. Yeah. 11. So this person's male. So his boy. He's 11. Okay. We'll take it that he's in high school. Okay. Let's give him a name. Bob. Normally at this point I'd ask a classroom, is there anyone here called Bob? So you don't suddenly find yourselves going down that road of, oh, it's Bob, yeah? It's a very straightforward thing, but just be aware of that, because I've found myself in situations when I've run workshops where suddenly Bob is in the room, is in a corner crying because suddenly he's here. Bob, thank you. Bob got a surname?
Gilmore.
Hey?
Gilmore.
Bob Gilmore. Again, do we have Bob Gilmore in this room? No, we don't. We're free to proceed. Okay, so this is Bob Gilmore. He's 11, and this is his bag. Okay. We know that Robert, is having a hard time. We know that much about Bob at the moment. And I'm going to ask the next person to tell me, where is Bob? Where is Bob? Bob is somewhere. He's having a hard time, and he's reluctant to go home. We'll find out why in a minute. So where is he? Where might he be?
Hiding in the toilets.
Hiding in the toilets. Okay. Okay. Let's try and expand it out a little bit more. So this is a perfectly legitimate answer, but if if I couched it slightly differently, you'd be able to get more information from the group. So I'm going to go back because it's going to help me deconstruct the next bit. Let's imagine he's not in the toilet. Where else might he be? What's in front of him? What's here? He's on his way home. So
Oh, he's on his way home.
He's on his way home.
Has he left the school?
He's left school. Well, he might have done, but he won't be in any place. He'll be on open space.
School field?
So he's in the school fields. So it's okay. So do you see how in the toilet you're kind of limiting yourself, which is a really good answer, by the way, but it just will help. Rather than getting straight to the nitty-gritty within 2 minutes, you're allowing the group to build up a whole picture of where this person is. Does that make sense? Forgive me if I'm going to tell you things you're already fucking getting. I'm just checking, yeah? So he's in the school field, we know that much, so where are we here? What might be directly in front of Bob here? I think. There's no right or wrong answer, that's the good news.
Other young people.
Other young people, so there's other young people sort of around here.
Make sure I talk to him when he's by himself so no one sees that I'm talking to him.
So you've got a little bit of courage to go and talk to him, but you don't want people to see you. Have you talked to him yet? So I know that you want to, you say that you're back.
I've spoken to him a few times when it's just me and him.
What kind of things do you say to him?
Like, having homework and how are you and stuff like that.
Is he frightened of you?
He looks scared sometimes. I think he thinks that I'm going to be horrible to him, but I'm not.
You're not. You're quite kind to him. See, again, this is something you can really plug away at. It's interesting, isn't it? Really mine it. Is he? Would you say you're building a friendship with him? Would you say you?
I try to.
You try to.
He's really quiet and it's hard to start making conversation with him because he makes it really awkward.
Does he make eye contact with you, or is he looking at the floor?
He looks around and like plays with his hands and fidgets and stuff.
Are you anyone in his life?
I just walk through the park every day on my way home.
I hope that's okay. So you're right. My apologies that time is against us. I just wanted to finish, I suppose, with how I normally finish that exercise, that workshop, and how you might want to take it forward. Okay. Are there any people here that use drama in their teaching or use drama exercises?
I do, but it's not school based.
It's not school based.
I don't work for schools, I work in play centres.
Yeah, great. So in any learning environment, let's say, or any sort of facilitation environment, let's call it that, what I would then do is, let's say we've gone on the circle and find out who everyone was. Bearing in mind we are a very large group, which is why it's taken us longer. I'd then ask, perhaps not his family members, but I would ask, say, his, who would we have? I'm trying to think. We've had a form teacher, we've had primary school teacher, we've had friends, whatever. I'd ask them, say, what piece of advice have you got for Bob? You're aware that he's having a hard time. What piece of advice would you have? Through asking that, you find out, it's a bit like finding out about the welfare officer. We know that this lovely young woman over here, that's probably not a likelihood in her environment, in her school, wherever she is. And it's also, it gives it a positive. Do you see what I mean? You're ending this dramatic experience on more of a positive. There's hope, I think. Instead of going, well, that's it now, he's just going to be bullied and it's going to be horrific. And the way that Karen so eloquently spoke this morning in her speech, that's what we're trying to avoid. So I would suggest just elicit advice. What piece of advice would you have? Perhaps some of the advice isn't positive. If we went to the girl that was rejected, she'd be like, get over it. Again, you're finding out what attitudes are, as well as experiences. Again, if you've got more time, you can ask people to create, I don't know, short scenes. You could even ask somebody to come here and be Bob, which takes a lot of courage for that person to be Bob. But if you had somebody here as Bob, and I could ask his form teacher to come up to me and say, give me some advice. So suddenly make it real. You see a scene being enacted in front of you. Yeah? So that's my take on it from a theatre practitioner. But it's just something, if you wanted to, take it forward. Because it's empowerment, ultimately. You're teaching somebody how to be empowered through a dramatic situation. Again, do look up Augusta Boral if you are interested in these techniques. Any questions?